I mean, I'm 30,000 feet in the air, right? They're saying, Kevin, come on, please. Kev, you gotta put on a parachute. Everybody's going, please, please, Kev. At this point, they're begging me.
Well, tell me that the story ends with you wearing the parachute.
Absolutely fucking not. No. No, I want it to be authentic, right? It's gotta be real.
Yeah.
You know what Tom Cruise calls parachutes? Diapers.
Is that because they fill up when you're falling?
No. Tom told me, he said, Kev, they put me in a parachute, they might as well put a diaper on me and send me to pasture.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Boom, 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 boom.
I was trying to see if I recognize what you were going to say, but I couldn't recognize it. Anyway, what was that? Anyway, we'll get back to it.
Whatever. That's
We'll
the
get
jingle.
back to the jingle. Oh, our new jingle for 2024. Nice. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nurse New Bully. My host, Leroy, a.k.a. the Boogie Oogie Woogie Man, with my co-host.
And this is Eli, a.k.a. Snow Job.
Yes, that's definitely dirty. But anyway, shout out to me, shout out to Eli, and shout out to our third partner, the AI. Because it's only a matter of time, right? It's only a matter of time before the AI is running the show. We're just bots, robots.
We'll be like Max Headroom. Yes.
Pretty much. See, that's an old reference, Eli. Every time we get old, we get more dated references as we go along.
Sit on it, turkey. No.
You jive, turkey. Yeah, so we're
Up
back
your
with the
nose
episode.
with a rubber hose.
Yeah, so we're back with the episode, and I made a statement last week that we were going to change the format, but I didn't think they thought I was going to literally change the format. We changed the format to make it easier for you to look at it on your phone, so you don't have to turn us and you have to do all like that. We're right there in all its glory. So we're here.
This is us getting with the times.
Exactly. I know we're old, but we're trying to keep up with you whippersnappers, all your tiki-toks and all this
You
shit.
youngins and yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So this might work out, or this episode might bomb horribly. I'm here regardless of what happens. I don't know. Just enjoy the show. Yeah, but like I said, we're just gonna jump into it. What do we have first? You know what, Eli? We got actually a meaty show for a show that has nothing going on. So you want to jump into it?
Sure, man. Yes.
Yeah, no banter, no chicanery, no malarkey. Let's just jump into it. So
These shows, when we usually have nothing to talk about, they end up being like 3 hour long.
yeah, and I'm gonna say why I think this might go long, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, Eli saw a show, and I was shocked he saw this show. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
The show he saw, I'm gonna go ahead and set the mood. The show he saw was Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. That's the show he saw. So
well, you couldn't have been shocked that I was interested, but you were shocked that I finished the show.
I was shocked you finished it. Yes, I was like, I think you give it like 1 or 2 episodes, like fuck this shit, you like that, and then you could, like you said, you was on episode 2 like yesterday, and then you said, I'm done. I'm like, what?
which is what happened at first. When it first came on, I tried to watch it and I couldn't make it.
So when you watch, because I was going to talk about Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, and I was going to just spoil the whole thing. For like, okay, this happened, because I'm going to just tell you, and I was going to try to sell you or not sell you on why you should watch the show. But since you watched the show, I don't have to sell you or not sell you. One or the other. But we'll get into that. We'll get it. Hold on. We have a caller. I can't even see that. What does it say? I need to.
Yeah, I can't see it either, man.
I can't see it either.
Oh, it's Jake. I know it's Jake, and I can't read what he's saying though.
I read it's yo. It was so small. I thought he was saying yes. I'm like, Jake.
Jakey Poo in the house.
How progressive of you, Jake. Anyway, and we'll fix this format when we get to it. But yeah, that's the thing. So you saw this show, and you know the procedure. We know the procedure. Like I said, when certain topics pop up, I take the front. But when Godzilla is there and you've seen Godzilla, then you're in the driver's seat, Eli. So I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette or whatever, or a candy cigarette, because we are drug free, And I'm gonna let you explain what you thought about this show, and then after that, then I'll bring my thoughts into it, or I'll just jump in whenever I feel like it, because that's what I normally do. So
was Godzilla on this show?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in now. Okay, this is a Godzilla show with no Godzilla. I gotta let you know that ahead of time. You go to Waffle House, you expect to see waffles. You go, nope, no waffles. Leave. What about waffles? Like, y'all have waffles on the thing. No waffles. Go away. So this is it, but you gotta remember that didn't trick us, because Godzilla is not in the title anywhere.
Yeah.
So technically, they didn't trick you. Yes, he's all over the poster. Yes, he's all over the trailers. Yes,
it's the monster verse.
Right.
So
you're thinking there's bait and switch. So they did just enough, but you can't say they bait and switched you. They can always say, "Hey, it's on you if you thought Godzilla was going to be here."
Godzilla wasn't in the title, just monsters.
Eli, this show gaslit us. That's what it did. That's the new word we learned for 2023. It gaslit us.
Because was there monsters on this show? Oh,
is it man the real monster?
You gotta read between the lines, man. It's all metaphors.
Let's back up. So what did we watch this show? We watched this show on Apple TV. Like I said, I had Apple TV. I don't pay for Apple TV. They just keep sending me Apple TV. I don't know why Apple wants me to have Apple TV so badly. I check my email every time. Here's another 3 months. Here's 4 months. Meanwhile, Netflix goes up every month. I'm sick and tired of Netflix. Meanwhile, Apple TV is over here. Please, 3 months. Please, 4 months. I'll suck your dick. Just subscribe. I'm like, damn, I don't want this shit, man. I'm tired of Ted Lasso. I've seen it. But here we go. We're back here. So I watched it and I canceled it after it was done, even though I know the moment I cancel, they're going to send me some more shit. So, but I watched it, just watched it. And I'll be honest with you, I hate to take over for you. Like, I know this Godzilla's your baby, but I have to say this. This was my leisure show when I was watching. Because the thing is, I need a show to watch during the week, to get, because I don't have Arrowverse. I don't have the Arrowverse anymore. I don't have Flash or everywhere I used to go to. So I needed a show to watch during the week. So this was my weekly binge. Okay. Oh, a new episode of Monarch. Okay. I'll watch it. Boom.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't binge it. It was just
that's not the way to do it. You were smart.
Yeah. So it was just like a weekly show. And then when the show was over, I was like, okay, I kind of think about it. What's going on. But you binged it. So I'm throwing it back in your court, and I'm going to fall back and shut the hell up. What you got?
Yeah, I binged it. And woo, that was a long haul, man. It took me a couple days too. And it still felt like, damn, yeah. Now, when I first tried to watch it, I was excited for the show because I think we watched the trailer, or we reviewed the trailer when it was first, and I was like, hey, I'll watch a show about Godzilla, sure, why not? Look pretty cool. The trailers look pretty cool. The trailers sold us that this was going to be a Godzilla centric show. Mm-hmm. So when it dropped, they dropped like the first 2 or 3 episodes. I can't remember. Watched the first episode.
Like the first 2 or 3.
Yeah. Watched the first episode. Fell asleep. Watched the second episode. Yeah. Watched the second episode. Fell asleep. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then -1 came out, and like, fuck Monarch. I don't give a shit.
Right. Like they actually have Godzilla in their Godzilla.
Yeah. So yeah, but then last week we mentioned Monarch, and it's over, and with the new Godzilla conflict coming out, there seems to be new hype. There's new interest in Godzilla.
Hey, that -1 pod we did was one of our highest ones of last year. So people just want to hear us talk about Godzilla. So I'm like,
yes.
Back.
Yes, the Godzilla fan sites all over social media are buzzing about Monarch. So I said, you know what? Maybe I only barely watched the first 2. Let me check it out.
Yeah.
And I checked it out, and woo, that was that was a chore. I did my homework though. Don't say I don't do my homework.
You did, Eli. But I was gonna tell you about this show. You didn't have to watch it.
I could have copied off your answers.
You could have. I was ready to just tell you everything about the show because I was gonna tell you, Eli, don't watch this show. Like, no. I was gonna tell you that, but
yeah,
I know because I guilt tripped you into -1. Like guilt trip -1 is the greatest movie of all time. Fuck Casablanca, it's -1, and then I was telling you all this shit that you didn't watch it and you felt bad. I know I guilt tripped you in this. I was not gonna guilt trip you in the show. I was gonna tell you, Eli, this, and that. So if you decide to watch the next 8 episodes, that's on you.
Ooh, yeah.
But
it was on me. Yeah, it was on me. And the Citizen Kane of monster movies, it was not.
So because, like I said, it was barely any Godzilla in this Godzilla show. I think they have it on the site. I think out of the 10 episodes, there might be 5 minutes of Godzilla.
I don't even. I think it's under a minute.
I'm on the high side. I'm highballing.
Yeah,
it might not even be that.
I'd say 90 seconds.
It's more than 90 seconds because the last episode kind of just throws.
Oh yeah, okay, yes. The last episode did feature a Godzilla kaiju battle, which was cool. I did enjoy that part. Just 10 hours too late.
Like it finally got there. Like
yeah. So what is Monarch? Monarch is part of this new Godzilla Warner Brothers universe, this monster verse that, starting with the 2014 Godzilla movie.
Right. We do have to say that this is basically taking place a year after the 2014 Godzilla movie.
Yeah. And with the Kong Skull Island, Godzilla versus Kong, and this new Godzilla Kong movie coming out this year, it ties into that. It's part of that cinematic universe, Right. So
even though none of the people in this show show up in any of the movies.
No, none of the characters except John Goodman. John Goodman's character has a cameo.
That was a spoiler. Because I'll just go ahead and say this. Yes, John Goodman does have a spoiler because that was one of the spoilers towards the end of the show. Was it revealed? Because I kept looking like, who is this guy? Why is this guy here? It turns out that guy was John Goodman.
Yeah. And he popped up in Skull Island.
So I didn't make connection to like the very last episode. I'm like, oh, that's who he is. Okay, so
basically this show is basically it's basically a family drama. The kids of a worker investigating Godzilla goes basically searching for their missing father. And in
the
turn,
crazy thing is, I'm thinking like the first 5 episodes. Okay, it was Ken Watanabe. To let them fight.
So did I thought that's who it was supposed to be. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
It's just some random asshole. Like, okay, so the one thing that I thought this show was going to do, it didn't even do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So they go searching for their dad. They end up uncovering this big conspiracy with this organization called Monarch that is
where the show comes from. So
that's been studying the Titans, the giant monsters, Godzilla, Kong, all those guys that we've seen in all these movies. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what it is. It's got a sort of a spy espionage type of feel, sort of a mystery espionage thriller sort of.
It's a prequel,
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind spy thrillers. I like James Bond. I like, the Parallax View, all the President's Men. I dig shit like that. But they went, and this is my biggest pet peeve about this type of shit. They are trying to uncover a mystery that we already know about.
Right.
For 10 episodes.
Godzilla exists? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there's this giant footprint. What is this? What could it be? Like for 10 fucking episodes. And I'm like, we already know the answer. I can't stand that shit. Like Predator prequels, like, what's going on? The characters they spend half an hour or half the movie wondering what's going on, what's killing us, what's out there. And
this been 9 episodes.
Yeah. So it was a slog to get through. It was basically, it turned into a family drama about characters
because this dude that's not Ken Watanabe is having kids all over the planet. So
yeah.
and they all eventually meet up like what the
And
fuck?
they're banging everybody, and the kids are banging everybody, and
His girlfriend wants to bang his sister. And
yeah.
I'm like, just have a threesome. Just do that, man.
Like, holy shit! Like, what is this? Fucking 90210? Like, what?
That's basically what it turned. You're right, exactly right. It was a family drama, and it's like they really going into the family. It wasn't just their family because it was also like the grandma had like a thing going on. Willie wanted because we didn't know who their dad's dad was. Like, is it Wyatt Russell? Is it the dude playing John Goodman? Is it somebody else? Like, who's the daddy? We don't know.
And we don't care either.
Right. So they really shove it down your throat, but they give you a little tease because the very first thing you see in the show, Godzilla tearing up the school bus and ran through you saying, okay, this show's going to be something. 5 minutes later, we're talking about the daddy having kids all over the planet. Like, just having families just everywhere. So,
in the wake of G-Day, the girl, she went, she thought her dad was dead, because Godzilla came and wrecked San Francisco. So she went on a global manhunt looking for him, and then found out she's got a secret brother. And then and then they find his girlfriend who was another secret agent working for another like in episode 7, we find out that the other chick was like another secret agent, and like, holy shit,
that's not her real name, and she working for the other.
Yeah, and then another flashback. There was like a flashback,
and it was the whole episode. Yeah,
just constant flashbacks about these people. That like, okay, now they could have remedied this had they had like a monster, like a monster. This seemed like it was going to be like, okay, Godzilla's barely in it. They don't have the licenses to all the Toho monsters like we wished they did. Maybe they can give us a monster of the week. Every episode they fight a monster.
Like some bat monster or a regular monster or some shit,
And they didn't do that either. They couldn't even give us a monster of the week. Yeah, so yes, this was a slog to get through. And it really leaned into the campiness of the MonsterVerse movies. Like in the Kong and Godzilla movie, they introduced the idea of the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
Now that
they go deeper with it in this show.
Yeah, and that's the dumbest, campiest part, most least interesting part of that Godzilla Kong movie.
Right.
But they really go deep into that idea
or some planet or whatever the fuck. It's
a time warp. You age differently. Time. Yeah. It's
their grandma's their sister, whatever the fuck. Damn, my grandmama hot as hell. Like, no, man, don't go there.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend that wants to bang your sister, don't go there.
And I've been watching Godzilla movies all my life.
Yeah.
Godzilla gets campy. They have wild, campy ideas. There's underground secret societies like Mothra and King Caesar, the Seatopians, and who worship Megalon. Like, Godzilla has wild, weird, campy ideas.
Yeah.
But they don't stretch those ideas out into 10 episodes.
Yeah. And that's like, it's a 2 hour, maybe hour and a half movie. You just get in, get out with your crazy ideas.
Yeah, Godzilla. The Exilians are here. They're from other planets, or they're time traveling. Like, there's weird, campy ideas, but they really took a campy, stupid idea and just took it way too serious.
Yeah.
So that got kind of exhausting, So, like, even G-Force, like, because G-Force is in the Heisei era of Godzilla. That's like a military. They're kind of like the Power Rangers. They're like the Godzilla Defense League. When Godzilla shows up, they jump in their giant mechs, and fight Godzilla. It's basically a version of Monarch, But even in those movies, they don't like overdraw out G-Force, the bureaucracy and all the red tape of G-Force.
Like we did a G-Force TV show. Like,
they never did that, So for the most part, I had a hard time getting through this. I mean, there were some pockets of Easter eggs and ideas that I thought, okay, that's kind of cool, but they didn't lean into them. Like, anything that interested me, they didn't lean into, like that whole thing about how they had those special homes that they built for in case of kaiju attacks.
Yeah.
And they're like sitting there, how could people afford those? We can't afford that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So basically how how the world is dealing with this giant monster threat, They're kind of reminiscent of 9/11. I wish they would have like kind of went into that, like Homeland Security, but they don't. They just kind of like mention it and then move on to the who's banging who and whose mama's who and all
right.
that shit,
Is John Goodman the granddaddy or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah. So this was a good idea. They just really ripped it apart and turned it really boring in the end.
Yeah. Okay, let me go. Because Eli, I feel like you took a triple cheeseburger and you tried to eat it on one go. Like you just
basically
no soda, no water, no lube. You just take it all down.
No ketchup, no bun,
ketchup,
no
right. Nothing. Just you deep throat the burger. You can't deep throat this burger. So me, I took it, a piece at a time. I took it a weekly at a time. It was, like I said, it was a weekly show. I had time to digest each episode. Yes, it was slow. I agree with you. It was slow, but I was into the family drama. I don't know. It was some soap opera shit. It was some Arrow shit. Everybody wants to bang everybody. So I was into this shit. It did give me little pieces of Monarch did this and that whole other thing, like the whole other company. I didn't know that was a company that was in Kong Skull Island. So when I got to the last episode, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, oh, so they did put the piece together. And I will say this. Okay, we talk about this chick right here that wants to bang everybody's brother, everybody's sister, everything like that. I know this chick. She's from the Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay.
Because of course she is. But here's my thing, Eli. Here's my thing. Mark my words. She's going to be a thing.
She should be.
No, in Hollywood, a thing. I think give it by the end of the year, we're going to know who she is. Everybody will know who she is. If not, I will eat a cheeseburger on our best of 2020.
A triple cheeseburger.
No, I will not deep throat a triple cheeseburger with no ketchup. You want me to die? That's my thing. Also, another thing I like about it, I like the whole Kurt Russell thing. He's playing his daddy back in whatever shit like that. Plus, I just like Wyatt Russell. Wyatt Russell has been impressing me in everything he's been. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff lately. So that's been a thing. What we got here? Yeah. Kirstie Clemens. I'm so glad she did something else other than the Flash. She has washed that stink off her. I like that. So that's what I'm saying. I enjoy that. So that's my thing.
But that's the thing is like when it turns out she was a secret agent too, she wasn't even a cool secret agent. Like I was like, oh, who is she? Does she, is she working for that one company that had those hovercrafts? That like in that the last movie or something, something. Right. But no, she was just working for some other asshole company and
the other company that's rival.
Yeah, and she went on the run because she had hacked into some. Who cares? But you know what I mean.
Right. And the thing is, Eli, when Godzilla did show up in the very little pockets he did show up, I got excited because I'm sitting around like, okay, she just wants to bang the brother or whatever like that. Oh, Godzilla. Okay, cool. So it was a shock to me. I didn't take it all in one time. So when he did show up every other fifth episode or some shit like that, it was shocking. Then we finally got to the last episode and they finally had a kaiju battle. I'm like, okay, this is worth it. I finally have something to show. And then in the very, very last scene when King Kong shows up and I finally like, oh shit, this is a King Kong prequel too? I'm like, okay. So like I said, for me, this was a leisure show. It was a show. It was one of my weekly shows where I just sit down. Oh, new show. Watch it every Thursday, Friday, like that, and get in and get out. So for me, it was like easy to take in. But you can't binge this. Now, I'm not saying that if you did what I did, you still like the show. Your opinion probably would be the exact same it is now. I think
I probably wouldn't have hated it as much. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You might still. That's what I'm saying. Because here's the thing, Eli. Over a 10-week period when this show came on, I eventually accepted the show for what it was. I know it wasn't Godzilla gonna show up every episode. I know it wasn't that. I know it's gonna be this family drama. This is what the show is. Take it or don't. And I was like, okay, I'm 5 episodes in, 6 episodes in, 7 episodes in. Let me see where this goes. And I got invested.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think me personally, that's just me. Like if I watch 10 episodes of anything, I think I'm gonna get invested by the 9th to 10th episode. That's just me. If I take it in stride, not take it all at one time.
Yeah. And I think the reason that kept me going is like, okay, Godzilla will show up at some point.
and that's the thing. That's the thing. So you thinking eventually I gave up. I realized this is not a Godzilla show by like the 4th episode. I'm like, this ain't Godzilla. He ain't gonna show up. Watch the brother and sister try to fuck each other. Just enjoy it.
Yeah. I guess, it just seemed like, they were really doubling down on trying to make us give a shit about those legacy movies.
Yeah.
That are totally different than like those legacy movies are really dumb and stupid and campy junk food. You know,
I'll be honest with you. I seen all the legacy movies. Those MonsterVerse movies. I didn't know there was a company hunting Godzilla. I didn't know. I paid no attention to that shit.
Yeah, they mentioned them like here and there. Yeah, here and there they dropped in a little
cared, man.
Because you don't.
Shit, man.
Yeah, you don't care when you're watching those movies, but they were really trying to make you care about that Monarch.
Like
in this movie or in this show.
It's kind of like in Star Wars, we make a big deal about the fuzzy dice that's on the windshield of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
That I never noticed, but for some reason, like this big, huge plot point, like, was that a thing?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like they're trying to make it a thing, but it's whatever. So,
but yeah, I think they're just trying to cash in on the Godzilla craze and kind of, shove shit down our throats, like they did in the fucking 90s. I will say,
and the thing is, they can't tie this. They can't tie this into the movies. They can't.
No. Like all those movies are really kind of dumb and kind of campy, except the very first one, which I felt like on first watch I enjoyed it. On second watch, I'm like, yeah, this ain't all that. But what that very first 2014 Godzilla movie was Bryan Cranston.
And that was him off like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, and once he dies, you don't care anymore.
Yeah, I stopped giving a shit. It was like
so that was
another
like
movie where a brother tried to fuck his sister. What was it, like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver?
But those movies, you don't care about the humans in those movies. You're just wait for the monsters to show up. You don't care about the little Stranger Things girl. You don't care about, Ice Cube's son.
But here's the thing. If the Stranger Things girl was in this show, I kind of would have gave a fuck. Like, okay, it's tying into the movie.
Yeah.
I know the Stranger girl. These other people, the Fast and Furious chick, they've never been in these movies before.
No.
So they literally just pull some shit out their ass.
Yeah. And like I said, I think they're just
going to be in the new movie. So.
Yeah. Except, Godzilla and Kong and how it works. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's just marketing. They're cashing in on.
That's all it is.
That's what happens.
This is filler.
Yeah.
That's all. It's filler.
That's what happens every few years. Like I said, we got some like when the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie back in the 90s, which sucked. I saw it in the theaters, hated it, sucked. But one thing that happened out of that is it brought Godzilla back into popularity. People were talking about Godzilla again. Godzilla toys were back at Target. It was a cool time to be a Godzilla fan for a little while. And it introduced me to the Heisei era of Godzilla movies, which I had no idea existed.
But let's be honest, Godzilla was brought back to go against Jurassic Park.
Basic, and that's what that first movie that Matthew Broderick was like, there was like baby Godzilla raptors through half that movie and shit.
Yeah.
But it did introduce me to the Heisei because I had no idea there was like 10 years of movies in Japan that I had no idea existed until they started, they showed up at Blockbuster and I'm like, oh, cool. Like there's all these Godzilla movies that I never saw before. And they turned out to be some of my favorites of all times, that they updated the suit, they updated the effects and so it's cool that Godzilla's popular right now, but
I know, man.
You got to do better, man. You got to do better, Monarch.
Godzilla in your Godzilla show. I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like, I don't know if Eli should watch this show, but you watched it, so they got you.
I did it for y'all. I did it for Jake. There you go, Jake. You're welcome. For our shout out to my boss.
You don't have to, and my boss. Yeah. Oh, man. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast? I
Yeah.
think we said about a Godzilla show with no Godzilla. All right. So, okay, Eli. So that's my bad. That's my bad. I didn't tell you about Monarch. But now I'm going to put you on the straight and narrow because I watched another movie.
Okay.
What movie I want to talk about last week, but I didn't talk about it because we talked about Echo, and I was like, please talk about Echo long enough where I don't have to talk about this movie. And you did. So appreciate you for that. But now,
you're welcome. Yes.
but now we're back. We got to talk about it. So yes. What's the movie we got to talk about? Oh, not that. This. Where is it? Oh damn, I fucked up. Anyway, Lift. Lift is what we're gonna talk about. There it is. Boom. Right there. We're gonna talk about Lift. What is Lift? It's a heist movie starring Kevin Hart on Netflix. It's like every other heist movie on Netflix. It's that. So reason I want to watch this movie. So the thing is, the reason I want to talk about this movie. Now, first off, Eli, this movie sucks. Don't watch it. Everybody watching this podcast, this movie sucks. Don't watch it. But the reason I'm talking about this movie because there's so much, chatter and discourse about the movie, and people saying this about the movie, people saying about it. People don't know why the movie sucked. Basically, people are debating why the movie sucked. And I'm trying to go into, and I don't like to do this. I don't like to talk specifically bad shit. I don't like because I feel like every other review site and podcast stuff like that kind of we're just going along with that. But I got to talk about this because there's some certain things on this movie that caught my attention that I got to talk about. For instance, okay, so it's a Kevin Hart movie, right? Oh, not the chicks, not the Fast Furious chicks. It's a Kevin Hart movie. But the thing is, Eli, Kevin Hart is playing the straight man of the movie. So he's a straight man, not cracking any jokes, and everybody else around him.
Like straight as in he's not funny, not like straight as in gender or
right,
sexual
not
orientation.
straight as in gender. I know it's 2024. We have to clarify. So yes, but and not the fact that Kevin Hart isn't funny.
He's the square.
He's the square. He's the guy bouncing off everybody else. So
he's the cube. Got us on the train to Squaresville. Okay.
Exactly. So that he's the guy. So the point of the movie is that Kevin Hart isn't trying to be funny. What he's trying to be is smooth, charismatic. He's trying to. Okay, this movie feels like a movie that Idris Elba should have been in. Because it feels like you needed that suave, charismatic guy to carry the movie. So it feels like Kevin Hart is doing an Idris Elba impression. That's what it feels like.
He's trying to broaden. Is he trying to broaden his acting range?
That's what it feels like because he's completely doing a different role than he's ever done in a movie. Like he's always been the loud, yelling guy, shit like this. But in this, he's got the bedroom eyes, the dreamy eyes. Trying to seduce women and shit like that. Like
Bill Murray doing his dramatic Bill Murray role.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Like, I don't know if you built for that, Kevin Hart. I don't know.
Yeah, because ain't he like 3 feet tall? He's like
but the thing is, he's like standing on high shit while they're like
they're doing like Tom Cruise. They'll put him on a box and shit.
And that's the thing. Like, why can't Kevin Hart be an action hero? He's gonna be in the 80s. Eddie Murphy was an action hero. He was an action hero. Started off stand-up comedy, Saturday Night Live, became an action hero. But at the same time, even though when Eddie Murphy was doing action movies, he was still funny.
He was. Quick, what's your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
Coming to America. Come on, man.
Oh.
You see how fast I answer that? That's not even a question. I almost ended before you finished the question, but I want to see what you say. But yeah.
Oh, well, for me, it's got to. It'd be a toss-up between Beverly Hills Cop.
Please don't say Golden. Okay, I'll take
it. Oh, Golden Child. Oh yeah, Golden Child.
I had a feeling you were gonna say Golden Child. I love Golden Child. I'm just saying, out of the '80s, Golden Child was his weakest '80s movie.
Yeah,
but the shit was still fire. The shit was still fire.
I was gonna say it was a toss-up between Beverly Hills Cop and 48 Hours. So.
Nick Nolte was so racist in that movie, man.
That's the point. Yeah, he's an asshole.
I know. I should just get over it.
But yeah, no, I'll go with Beverly Hills Cop because yes, Reggie is more of the sidekick in 48.
Yeah, that's like
Axel Foley is the main
main guy, and they're his side, like Judge Reinhold and all stuff like that. So yeah. So that's my thing. So like I said, Kevin Hart. I think he's still trying to figure this thing out. He's trying to be the leading man action guy because he hangs around the Rock all the time and shit like that. So he thinking, why he do that? Why can't I do that? Well, this is why.
Oh, yeah, wasn't he in Jumanji or some shit?
Yeah, he was in Jumanji. He was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh
yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Exactly. That's my whole point. So the thing is, he's trying to step out of his comfort zone where he's trying to be look at him. He's got a turtleneck. He's serious.
He's trying to be Archer. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, I don't know, man. It's just like I said, if Idris Elba was in this movie or somebody, cool like that, then maybe this movie would have been okay. But Kevin, and the thing is, it's not that I don't honestly, I'm gonna give Kevin Hart the benefit of the doubt. I think Kevin Hart actually did a fairly decent job. It's just hard to separate Kevin Hart from that. That's all. Like, you can't go to his Netflix special and then watch this shit. You can't unsee it. So that's my thing. Because
even Eddie Murphy in like Boomerang,
and
still
he
funny.
was suave and smooth, but he was still funny.
He was still funny. Yeah,
he was still funny. Yeah. So that's the thing. You gotta learn how to have balance. Like I said, this is his first try. Maybe he'll get another crack at it, but I don't know. Did you ever see? I'm pretty sure you didn't. But Kevin Hart had a TV show on Quibi. You ever heard the Quibi app?
No.
Nobody's heard of it. No, it's a show nobody's heard of. I saw it anyway. It's on Roku if you can find it. It's on Quibi. The show is called Die Hard, where he goes to action school, and everybody's just laughing at him. So I feel like this is almost a movie that could have been like a fake movie in that TV show, but he decided to make it a real movie. So like, whatever. Okay. Another thing about the movie when I talk about why that perplexes me. The guy that directed this movie was F. Gary Gray. Now, for those who know who F. Gary Gray is,
no shit. Well,
yeah.
Oh, I do. I know who he is. Yes.
You know who he is, but a lot of people don't know who F. Gary Gray is, but they know what he did. Like I said, he directed a lot of your favorite movies.
Friday.
He directed Friday. Yes, he directed.
Set It Off.
He did that.
Set It Off. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, he did Set It Off. What is
Straight
that
Out of Compton?
Did he do that?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, okay.
Do you know who F. Gary Gray is?
That's what I want to do. I know who F. Gary Gray is. Here's my black card, Eli. Here, have it by the end of the episode. Just give it back at the end of the episode. That's okay. Fuck, I was gonna name some more movies, but never mind. Anyway, he did Italian Job. Another movie. Yeah. So you think, okay, he did Italian Job, but that movie was pretty good. Why is this movie like this? Like, why can't he just do that? So I don't know. I'm not used for F. Gary Gray to be like, at least did he make one of the Fast and Furious movies? Yes, he did.
The second one was John Singleton.
John Singleton. Yeah, he did number 8. Yeah,
he did like the Negotiator. I think did he do like the Negotiator?
He did Negotiator. He did Law Abiding, did all that. Also, F. Gary Gray is the first black director to have a $1 billion movie. He did it before Ryan Coogler.
Oh no shit.
Because of the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
All right. So that's all I got. We can move on past that. Just don't watch this movie. But I just had to address that because it's like I was laughing at the movie, but not how I should have been laughing at the movie, if that makes any sense. So yeah.
A Man Apart. He did A Man Apart with
that was a good movie.
The
too.
Rock. Yeah.
Was The Rock in that? I thought it was Vin Diesel.
That was The Rock.
I can't tell them apart. It doesn't matter. But yeah. He did a bunch of shit. Yeah. But what else we got? You're back up, Eli. You're back up. I'm gonna fall back, but I'm gonna chip in when I need to. Well, let me set you up. Okay. This next segment is a Kanye West segment, but I'm not doing it. Eli is going to be talking about Kanye West, so that's why I'm curious to see what he's going to say about this. So I'm gonna just give it to you, Eli, and tell me what we got going on. I know you told me in the chat, but I want to hear you explain it and see where we go from there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really not familiar with Kanye other than
I'll fill in where you need to go. Okay.
What was that song? It was on the radio. The one with Jamie Foxx.
Gold Digger. Yeah.
Gold Digger. Yeah. That's all I know. And that was what, 20 years ago?
And when he get on, he can leave your ass for a white girl. He was telling you ahead of time what he was going to do. Y'all weren't listening.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm a metal fan. You know this. For those who don't know, I listen to a lot of metal, death metal. I play drums in a death metal.
Eli put me on metal this week.
Yeah. So I found out through the metal media that Kanye West was photographed, and picture circulating on the internet of Kanye West wearing a Burzum shirt. Now, who is Burzum?
They don't show the shirt, but
yeah. Who is Burzum? Burzum is a black metal band. Now, what is black metal? It is originated in like Norway, It's
I
a
was
like
about
a
to say
sub.
Scandinavia or something like
Yeah,
that.
Scandinavian. Yes, Vikings, the Celts, the Norse people. It kind of spun out of like Norse pride. And it's a style of music that it's like a subgenre of death metal, very fast, very noisy, and usually, pushes satanic ideology.
Okay.
And back in the 90s, there was a bunch of they were going wild back in the 90s, these black metal bands. Anyways, the guy who's in Burzum, Varg, he went to jail for killing Euronymous from another band called Mayhem. So it's almost like gangster rap, but with metal.
Yeah, I didn't know there was beef in black metal.
Yeah, and he ain't the only one. There's other black metal musician bands that went to jail for murder and shit like that. They were burning down churches. They were going wild in Norway back in the 90s. The black metal scene in Norway.
Pillaging and shit.
Yeah, So Varg, the guy in Burzum, the shirt that Kanye is wearing, he went to jail for many years. He's out now, but he kind of pushes sort of white supremacist views. So seeing Kanye West wear a Burzum shirt is kind of weird. That's where I passed it to you because I'm not too familiar with Kanye. So I was like, "What's up with this, Leroy?"
I haven't heard nothing about this. Like I said, anytime Kanye does wild shit, that just means he's about to drop an album in a month. That's all it means.
And so one of my, people, my metal friends brought to my attention that yes, he is dropping an album, and showed me the cover, and it looks like a black metal album cover. He even uses like the font, the Burzum font, the logo font on Kanye's new album.
Now, I will tell you this. Like I said, honestly, I'm a huge Kanye fan. Kanye, one of my favorite artists of all time. And I know it's weird to say that because of all the wild shit he says. So it's very hard to defend the shit he say and still be a fan of his music. So I got to almost like, hey, I like the music, not the dumb shit he says. But I always got to put his.
I'm kind of like that with Ted Nugent. I love Cat Scratch Fever. Right. But yeah, that dude's a douchebag.
Right. Like you can separate the art and the artist sometimes. Yeah. You can do that sometimes. But the thing is with Kanye is that he does dip his toe into other genres of music in his music. Like his rap isn't just rap. His rap will sometimes he made this album called 808 and Heartbreaks. It came out like 2008, 2009, something like that. At the time when it came out, we all said it sucked. We all said it's Kanye's worst album. Kanye will never make a good album again. And now 5 years later, we're like, oh, this might be his best album. And now every song on the radio sounds like that album. He did it like 15 years earlier. Not only that, he won a Grammy for a gospel album. He made a gospel album on that. I reviewed it on this podcast. Like
I remember that.
It was like one of the very first episodes we did. I kept yapping about gospel albums, and you and Ogar was just like, man, will you shut the fuck up, please? But I kept going. It's okay. What else he did? He had Daft Punk. He pretty much did like a Daft Punk album. So he's always dipping his toe in other genres. He doesn't just do like one thing that says. So if he's doing a black metal album
and wins a Grammy,
and right,
he'll be
every black person a black metal fan.
It'll be the first black metal album that ever wins a Grammy.
It's gonna be playing in the hood. It's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really weird. Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, man? The hood's gonna start bumping like Mayhem and Dark Throne albums.
Like we discovered it. Yeah, just like you make like Godzilla got popular and everybody got a Godzilla. Just like you're gonna drop black metal in the hood. Everybody like put this Andre 3000 flute shit away. Give me some Kanye black metal.
As long as they don't understand the lyrics, they'll be good.
Oh no, we will break down the lyrics. We will find the lyrics and we will find. Well,
okay. Here's the thing. Yeah. Now I'm not a fan of black metal. I'm not. I find it kind of boring. I find it, I like fast shit. I like blast beats. I like fast riffs and shit, but it just gets a little boring to me. Also, yes, there are a bunch of bands that have sort of racist views. So that's another thing that kind of turns me off. There are some bands that I do dig. I have, I do like 1349, some Marduk, you know what I mean? Enslaved. I dig on some black metal here and there, Emperor,
Let me ask you this. Have there ever been any black metal bands?
Oh, yes. And that's where I'm going. So,
okay, all right. Because like Charlie Pride and country music.
So the whole church burning thing, That's less to do with like satanic, like, you know, Satanism or whatever, and more to do with like anti-colonialism. It was more about Viking or Norse pride. That's what they were getting into. These black metal bands were getting into their Celtic roots, and
Gotcha.
the Vikings.
They felt like Christianity was taking over, so they was attacking.
Yep, the Vikings,
Gotcha, okay.
the Celts, they were colonized by Christians. So that's kind of what happened. And there's a lot of native metal bands that have a lot of black metal like influence and kind of dig on black metal for those because they view it as anti-colonialism, an anti-colonization sort of theme. So that's why there's like
one of these days we're gonna break down Beowulf. We're not gonna do it today, but we're gonna break down Beowulf. It's some shit. It's some shit in that story.
Oh yeah, the best 3D movie I ever saw.
Not the Angelina Jolie bullshit. I mean, the actual.
Oh no, I love that, man. I saw that in 3D, dude. That was dope.
Honestly, I never seen it. I never ever seen it.
It was dope in 3D. It was dope, man.
I was gonna actually talk about the actual story, but never mind.
Oh yeah. But so yeah, I'm not the biggest black metal fan, but I do appreciate its anti-colonization themes that go along with it.
Right.
You know, so, and yeah, there's been, I mean, metal's all over the world. There's, you know, it's an international thing. People think it's like this like subgenre that doesn't get a lot of respect or you know attention, but it's actually like this big global movement. You know, so yeah. But yeah, I you know, the whole racist side of black metal kind of turns me off. Then you know, so that's why seeing Kanye wearing a Burzum shirt is like, what the fuck? Okay,
so
if he's trolling people,
what am I looking at right here?
Yeah. Oh, that's just a meme that I saw. So that's Varg. That's Varg from Burzum on the left, the white dude.
Okay.
that's the Nazi guy.
Because Kanye was wearing. So the black dude is wearing. I mean, the white dude is the Nazi wearing the Black Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah, somebody. That's a meme.
He didn't really do that. Okay, he didn't.
No, that's just a meme. Somebody that I found on one of the metal sites that I thought was hilarious.
Kanye was wearing an All Lives Matter shirt all last year. Pissing everybody off. Like I said, I'm not gonna go all the dumb shit he says, but the thing is, we do have to start thinking for ourselves because Kanye says so much dumb shit, which he has a right to. Anybody can say any dumb shit they want to say. But the thing is, he has so much power and influence, people say the same dumb shit he's saying. Like when he was saying like Hitler loves black people. And then I'm starting seeing a movement about how other black people like, yeah, Hitler did like us. Like, no, Hitler, please don't go this route. Here's my thing about this. Whether Hitler liked us or not, it doesn't matter at this point. Don't get involved in this shit. Don't spread that rhetoric. Just leave us out of this shit. Yeah, we don't need to be saying the same shit Nazis are saying. We are not Nazis. Nazis do not like us. We do not need to join them. Yeah, stop making stupid people your spokesperson for, you know, your political views or ideology. Right. You know, we do not need black Nazis, man. Please don't. Do that. I know Kanye's running 2024. Please do not become a black Nazi. Yeah, Bill Maher is just a comedian talking shit. That's it. Yeah. And when you Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, same thing. He's a comedian talking shit, you know. Yeah, and the thing is, they love to hop on the left and right whenever whichever side gets pissed off, they hop on this side and they hop back and forth. Why? Because they just love stirring up shit. Yeah, you know, so both sides are pissed at them because they know it draws attention. Make up your own minds. Even us, don't listen to us. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. We say stupid shit on here. I do want to say one thing. I want the audience to please stop asking Goldman to fire us. We no longer work for him, so he can't fire us anymore. Ain't like he ever paid us or anything. Right. It's like we're this is just for entertainment purposes only. Exactly. So we can say any dumb shit we say and just put the disclaimer up. Hey, Eli put the disclaimer up before we even started. So that's to let you know right there. Don't listener discretion. Dumb shit we say. Don't quote us on anything because we're just talking out of our asses. Right. Because whatever I say this week, I will forget and probably change my mind next week. That's this is not none of this is scripture. You know, right? Well, Leroy said, "Don't ask what Leroy said." I don't even remember what Leroy said. So. Yeah, we're not writing any amendments here. Right. Oh man! All right. So let me say, who will next part of the podcast? Unless you got some more Kanye to talk about. Oh no. I was going to ask you your top 5 Kanye albums, but yeah. Sorry, I couldn't even name you my top 5 black metal albums either. Kanye would be number 1, but that's okay. All right, let's move to the next part of the podcast. Okay, Eli, I'm breaking my one rule. Well, I got a bunch of rules, but I'm breaking one of my rules. Okay. So I said I was gonna stop with Street Fighter 6, right? I said I'm done with it.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Right. But a friend of mine hit me up the other day, wanted to play around the 10, and I decided to play it again. And guess what? I lost. But that's okay.
I whooped his ass.
No, I got my ass whooped, but that's okay. I'm glad I got my ass whooped. It gives me something to fight for again. Because if I beat his ass, it's like, that's why I don't play this game. But now that I got my ass whooped, I'm just like, well, that's why I need to get back on the game. I need to train again. Now I'm gonna show you a little clip from the match. Of course, it's when I was.
Oh, is this you're the best around clip? Your training montage?
Damn it! Now I should have put that music on there, but that's okay. That's why we pay you the big bucks. You have all the ideas. But anyway, here's a clip.
I'll do it.
Let's motherfucking go, baby! Let's motherfucking go, baby!
Fighting back against the odds and giving them a chance to win this.
That's the only round I won. That's why I didn't play anything else. But it was like an hour-long clip, but I just wanted to put that right there. So
and then you stop. We're done now. I'm done.
Right. it just here. Leroy is offline. So that's my saying. So now that I realized I had something to fight for, now I'm going to get back into training. So you're going to see me streaming Street Fighter 6 a lot. So if anybody want to hop on, I'll be there. You know, whatever. I'll be there.
Whipping all the asses.
Well, right now I get my ass whooped, but don't worry, I will train.
No, man, do it, man. Leroy versus Kenny Omega. Come on, 2024.
I will be there training with my thumbs, just like that, doing push-ups just with my thumbs and shit. You know, they just going to one. You know. Anyway, next part of the podcast. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about comic books, and we're just gonna jump into it. And Eli, we got comics. There's some comics that dropped this week.
Yeah, it was a pretty good week.
It was a good week. It was a good week. So I'm gonna let you start off. Let's see what you got, because you guys got some books I want to hear about.
Okay. Well, let's see. Off the top, what I put. Oh, so Capwolf, and the Howling Commandos.
Capwolf. I didn't know this book was still going. I thought it was like
issue 4. No, I've been reading this. This has been cool, man. This has been cool. I've been reading it since it dropped, which is like supposed to be like the Marvel Halloween book. It dropped back in the fall.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So yeah.
You know, but I stayed with it. I like that first issue, and I like the second issue, and this is the last issue. So this was fun. This was really fun. So this is it's of course it's not canon. It's like an Elseworld, you know, Earth, whatever, you know, 69 or whatever. It's an alternate future where Captain America becomes a werewolf in World War II. So him and the Howling Commandos go to Germany because Nazis are doing experiments at some weird castle. They go there to investigate. They get attacked by werewolves. Cap gets bit, and he turns into a werewolf. And so the next few issues is him battling werewolves. He ends up meeting this like French like witch, and she is like the leader of the werewolves, and she's been working with the Nazis, and she was going to double cross them and basically take the Nazis over and shit. And then she was going to rule the world with werewolves and shit. So he ends up fighting her and you know, defeats her. And this last issue that's basically what it is. He defeats her. The Howling Commandos blow up the castle and live happily ever after, basically. But Captain America they never cured him. He's still a werewolf. So
werewolf
yeah.
night.
yeah. So no, I thought this was a hell of a lot of fun. It's just dumb, campy fun, monsters, you know, that whole Nazi monster subgenre that is always fun to me, you know. Nazis doing experiments on monsters.
They said Hitler was in the occult and stuff like that. But I'm not a Hitler historian. I'm not.
Yeah. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Even that touched on that. Indiana Jones lore touched on that shit. So.
Hell, Captain America First Avenger touched on it.
Yeah. Red Skull was like a offshoot.
There's no reason he would look for the Tesseract, because they were saying the Norse gods planted there, which it turns out they did. Yeah. People didn't pay attention to that. The Marvel goes deeper than you think they do. But
yeah. So this was like I said, this was a whole lot of fun. The last issue was cool too. Art was dope. Action was dope. This was, like I said, just dumb, stupid fun that I had a blast reading, and actually sad that it's over. So 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Maybe the volume 2 next Halloween.
Yeah, next Halloween, bring it back. Yeah. You know?
All right. So next book I'm going to do is a book that nobody else is reading but me. I wish more people was reading this book, but if I'm gonna hold it down by myself, I'm gonna hold it down by myself. Invincible Iron Man number, what is this? 14, I think. I don't know. I think it's still tied into the fall of X. The X is falling, you know. So they're here. And that's what's going on right now. Let me see if I can blow this. Let's see how this works. Did that work? It did work. Cool.
Oh, Forge, huh?
Yeah. So you can't see it. I know you can't see Eli. Let me see if I can blow it up. But on the cover is Iron Man, Tony Stark, of course, his book, Riri, and Forge.
No, I saw Forge. Forge is like
Forge?
right on the
Okay.
bottom. Yeah. He's like front and center for me.
Right. So that's what this book is about. So it's about Riri, Tony Stark, and Forge. It's their book. But it's still tied into the whole fall of X shit like that. So yeah.
Okay, I will admit, and I shouldn't, but here's where you can take my native card. I didn't know Forge was native till it was like in my 20s or something.
Now, to be honest with you, as much X-Men book, it took me a while to even realize Forge, because I think he just mentioned it in one book, and I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, like I always thought he was just like a Magnum PI type of dude, just another mustache looking,
right?
Tom Selleck type of dude.
So yeah, it took a while, but yeah. So Forge is Native American. It feels like they're leaning into it now when they didn't back in the 80s and 90s, but now they're leaning into it because that's the thing. So yeah, so that's what we got right now. Iron Man. Let's jump into it. So the beginning of the book is Tony Stark having a nightmare that Magneto is killing him over and over and over again, even though Magneto's dead. So he wakes up in a cold sweat and he's like, oh shit, Magneto's trying to kill me, even though he's made all these, contingency plans for Magneto, plus Magneto's dead anyway, so it shouldn't even matter. But he wakes in a cold sweat and he opens the window and he sees his Iron Man Sentinels, even though that he made them, but they took them from him and they're flying over the city and they're basically trapping him in there. He can't leave because if he leave, his own Iron Man armor would kill him. So he's just like, I'm stuck here. I can't leave. So that's okay. And then Emma Frost, who's in the next room, asks him, are you having trouble sleeping? And she's like, I don't have to be a telepath to know that you're having trouble sleeping. She's like, and he's like, yeah, I can't go back to sleep. She's like, what do you want me to make you to forget? He's like, nah, I used to make myself forget a lot, but that just led to even more trouble. He's talking about, the demon in the bottle. That's what he's talking about. And then Emma closes the window with the Iron Man Starks in there, and she takes her clothes off. She's like, oh, I have other ways of making men forget about the troubles. Now here's the thing about it. Now, up until this point, they were just in a fake marriage. They weren't doing whatever. But now Emma Frost is like doing wifely duties.
So this is still the fall of X, or that whole Krakoan era of X lore. Yeah.
It's wrapping up, but we're at the tail end of it, but we're still very much into it. And Emma just like, oh, so you coming to bed or not? And Tony's just like, okay, when all this fall of X shit is over with, me and you need to figure this thing out. And Emma just like, oh, I already figured what's going on. The ending is you need to start figuring out your burial plans right now. She's like, you don't think my plan's gonna work? Like, no, your plan's not gonna work. Oh, but I'll be fine.
Yeah, but you gotta sleep somewhere else after this, man, because I haven't jerked off in a year, man.
And basically she's telling them like, I'm gonna be fine, Tony, but you are in trouble. And Tony's like, I know. So there you go. And they bang for the rest of the book. Yeah. So, like I said, Superman's weakness, kryptonite. Iron Man's weaknesses, big titty blondes. So we're all Tony Stark at heart. So yeah. Anyway, the book cuts to Riri Williams and Forge in space. Like I said, we don't see Tony and Emma for the rest of the book. They're done. This is now a Riri Forge in space book, and they're facing down a space dragon. And the space dragon, it's one of the same face dragons of like the cousin of Fing Fang Foom.
I was gonna say, is it Null? No,
right. Null is so it's not Fing Fang Foom, but like his brother or cousin or aunt.
Fee Fi Fo Fum.
Yeah, his mother on his brother's cousin's side. So yeah, and basically the dragon is telling him, telling Riri, because he sees the rings on her hands. She was like, no, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not threatening you. You have to worry about you. Those rings on your hands, each 10 of those rings are 10 curses. So if you don't get those rings off your hand right now, you're going to do something terrible that you can't undo. And then the dragon just flies off. And that's it. We don't see him again. And they're just like, and Ford's just like, see, you Avengers, you got it too easy. When a dragon tells you straight up what's going on, what's gonna happen in the future, listen to him. Us X-Men, all we got to do is some old chick in a gold mask speaking in riddles. So you should listen to him. And she's just like, anyway, we need to do this thing Tony asked to do. So what they're doing, they're in Never the Lear. I keep fucking it up, but anyway, you know, the Norse planet where they did all that shit. So anyway, they talk to the dwarves that make all this shit. And they take all the Mysterium there to forge it into some weapon that Iron Man is spaceships. They're gonna make spaceships out of Mysterium, and they're gonna pay the dwarves in Mysterium, and like just let. But they're saying that our forges are messed up right now because I guess Carnage fucked them up or some shit. I don't know. I don't read the Carnage comic.
Yeah,
it happened in the Carnage comic, but yeah. So anyway, they go down there and they're basically saying that if we go down there, we're gonna give you the Mysterium, and we're gonna show you how to make Mysterium into other things, how to smith Mysterium. So they go there, and a few days later, they build all their spaceships, and they're done. I guess it was like a week or some shit like that, and they made the spaceship. They made Iron Man spaceships based out of Mysterium. There's pretty much, we'll see what they do later on. But anyway, the dwarves, now that they see what's going on, they see how awesome Mysterium is, and they're getting paid in Mysterium. They're like, how about this, Riri? Instead of you, paying us in Mysterium, how about we just take all of it? And they try to stab her and shit like that. It's like, oh, so y'all changing the deal? Like, I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further, So she just says, man, fuck you. So she, does her shit. She like, I'm gonna see. Oh, and Forge is about to get hit by one of the hammer, but his robot leg is like has karate built into it or some shit. So like automatically kicks the dwarf into some shit. So see, like it does it on its own. So Riri takes all the dwarves.
I love how there's like buckskin fringes on his robot.
Like just enough, on his robot leg, So Riri takes all the dwarves up. She like, you shouldn't have changed the deal. So now I'm gonna send you all into the void. Null is and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Rogue trying to talk her down. She's like, don't do this, Riri. This isn't you. Don't do this. And she realized that, oh, is it her doing it or is it the rings doing it? And she was like, oh shit. So she's like, Forge, you gotta get rid of these rings. So Forge builds a machine, that sends the rings into every like all 10 separate parts of the galaxy, so they can't connect with each other again. So Riri can't find them. Nobody else can find them.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Are these the 10 rings?
The Mandarin? Yes. She's been the Mandarin for this Iron Man run.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, I reviewed it a while ago, but anyway, she's no longer the Mandarin, so it doesn't matter anymore. So she's just back being regular Riri. And Ford's just like, you learned something today, you learned something about yourself, and they have this heart-to-heart, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so they build their Iron Man spaceships. They're heading back to Earth. And the thing is, they specifically want Orchis to see them. And Firestar, who is a Orchis spy spying on the X-Men, who's really an X-Men spy spying on Orchis. Don't read it too much to it. It's a thing. Anyway, she feeds him information. Tony Stark is taking the spaceships to Australia to fortify his, to basically fight you guys. That's the information.
Nimrod or whatever?
Yes, that's Nimrod, Moria X, Omega Sentinel.
Man, I have no idea what's going on.
How deep in the X-Men lore do you want to get? So anyway, Fei Long is just like, I had to say Fei Long because Gabe got on me about saying Fei Long last time. So yeah, so that's Fei Long. And he's just basically saying, oh, so Tony wants to fight us? Okay. If he doesn't become a part of Orchis, I'm going to kill Rhodey, and I'm going to trap him in an Iron Man suit that I control, and I'm going to move him around like a puppet. And he leaves out of here, and then all the other Orchis, basically all these people like robots, shit like that, they just looking at each other like, fuck that, man. Go kill Tony Stark right now. Stop fucking around with him. Kill him right now, since he want to do what he want to do. And Nimrod tells the dude in the helmet to go kill him, and the guy in the helmet's like, cool. And the guy in the helmet has Wolverine claws. So why does this guy in the helmet have Wolverine claws? Here's the reason he has Wolverine claws. Because all the X-Men, when they do all their cloning shit and rebirthing and stuff like that, Orchis found one of Wolverine's dead bodies.
Okay, yeah.
And weaponized it. Yeah.
Yeah, Beast made a bunch of Wolverine clones, yeah.
Yeah, so Orchis got one too. So they're going to send that Wolverine clone to go kill Iron Man in the next book. So, yeah. Oh, and War Machine gets out of jail, I guess. So War Machine in jail. I don't know if that's
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I should admit that. Yeah. Yeah, because that's where he's been the whole time. So, all right. So like I said, I'm still enjoying this book. Emma Frost and Tony Stark banging left and right. We don't see them again. Riri and Forge, they're like the two science nerds, but like the Avengers science nerd, X-Men science nerd, bonding over science shit. I like it. Orcus plotting shit. It's all coming to a head. Like I said, I'm enjoying the book. Nobody else enjoying the book. I don't care. I'm enjoying it. So it is what it is.
Slap a score.
Ooh. 4 out of 5? 4 out of 5? I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Good
Cool.
strong 4 out of 5. Yeah. So honestly, I think I pretty much gave every issue in this run a 4 out of 5, but that's still a good score. So yeah. All right. So what you got next?
Well, I'll do Nightwing number 110.
Nightwing. Boo, boo.
This
now, I have questions. I have questions about this.
Okay.
Book. Honestly, I'm gonna let you talk because I feel like you're gonna answer whatever question I have. So go ahead. And if I still have questions, I'll answer, but I feel like you're gonna answer my questions.
Okay. So this is a Beast World tie-in.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's Damien. That's Cat Damien, Mr. Mittens.
That's dumb as hell, but I'm loving
It's his name, Mr. Mittens.
That's what I was like. Why the fuck is Damien a cat? But okay.
Yeah. So it's a Beast World tie-in. So yes, the Beast World, the event that's going on in DC, spitting out of the Titans. It's awesome. This is crazy. Starro or like Beast Boy turned into a giant Starro and started infecting the planet with Starro, parasites and turning everybody on the planet into like animal monsters. Batman is a werewolf.
What? Anyway, okay, fine.
And
he's transformed to a bat so many times. Fine.
Yeah, Batwolf. Yeah, that was a couple issues ago, and then Damien got turned into a cat. So this,
not a tiger, not a panther, just
a straight up cat.
Okay.
So this issue introduces, I can't remember what her name is, but she was in Arkham, and she almost got transformed into something. Anyways, the whole book takes place in Gotham. The city's turned into a bunch of monsters. Nightwing is searching with Superman, Jonathan Superman. Basically can't find Damien's heartbeat. So I can't find his heartbeat. It's either he's dead or it's got a different rhythm. He must have changed. We got to find him. So they end up finding him underneath Gotham. There is a hockey rink that fell during one of the many cataclysms that happened in Gotham. This
could have been No Man's Land, could have been Joker War, could have been whatever.
Yeah, they go to the Iceberg Lounge. They find out there's this pit. They call it the Pit, and it's like a cage fighting, tournament. Way underneath Gotham. They go down there and they find out that girl from the Arkham has been hosting these Beast War fights where they're pitting creatures against each other and they're fighting each other like pit fighters. Problem is, these are just ordinary citizens of Gotham that are just been animalized, and they're fighting each other and killing each other. So there's this big bear woman. She's this woman who got turned into like a big ass grizzly bear. She ends up fighting, and here is the bear woman against Mr. Mittens, and out pops Cat Damien.
Wow.
So Cat Damien and the bear woman end up scrapping and shit. And Nightwing and Superman, we gotta stop this. We gotta put a stop to this. But Superman can't get too close because if he turns into a Starro Garo or whatever,
he's just gonna just wreck the planet.
Yeah, he'll fuck up the whole place. Yeah, so he's got to keep his distance. So Nightwing goes in there, kicks some ass, while Superman, Jonathan, picks up the whole hockey arena and flies it out of underground and brings it back. Of course, Batgirl's working on a serum and shit, and they cure Damien, and they're just like, we gotta stop this. We we saved Damien. Damien's guilty about what he did, and all that shit. So we got to put a stop to this. So they go find that girl who's been holding the fights, and like, yeah, you're going to go to jail for this. So that's about it. But other than that, this was it was fun. This Beast World event has just been a lot of fun. Crazy. It's crazy, weird, trippy, wild shit, but it's a lot of fun.
I think Beast World 1 is on DC Universe. They just went ahead and dropped it. I'm reading it. I'm going to read it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I haven't read all the tie-ins, but they're all pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my fault for doubting Tom Taylor. He doesn't miss, so I don't know why he think he was going to miss.
Yeah. Because it sounded stupid. But when I read first issue, I'm like, what the fuck?
Like some more Night Terror shit? Like, no, this is okay.
No. No, this was pretty cool. So yeah, 4 out of 5.
Okay. All right, cool. Next book I'm going to review is, did I lose it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Black Panther number 8, I think. Yeah, Black Panther number 8. Like I said, I fell off on this book.
So did I.
I think I'm caught up. Like I said, I stopped reading it when after the Deathlock fight. I was like, well, I don't need anything else after this. But he's fighting somebody else in this one. Who is he fighting in this one? Monet. He's fighting Monet. Another X-Man. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, wrong one. You may not know this because she's from Generation X. One of those.
Yeah, I'm not deep.
Yeah.
Not that deep.
Yeah. This like early 90s shit like that. There it is. Okay. Damn, we had another topic we didn't talk about. I'll talk about it next week. Don't matter about it. Basically what's going on right now. To get everybody caught up on the story, if you haven't been following the story, there's a gang war going on in T'Chaka, which is the city that Black Panther's hiding out because he's been exiled everywhere else in Wakanda but there. And he's trying to find clues on who's behind the gang war, and it turns out I'll go deeper to it. Anyway, point is he's about to fight X-Man. Monet. If you don't know who that is. So let's go to it. Let's watch him fight Monet and we'll get into it. Okay. So so we get down to it. He's inside of Monet's house. Well, he's inside her father's house because he found out her father has something to do with the gang war going on in T'Chaka. And she's there. She's just like, there's an intruder in my house because she got basically, okay, what are her powers? Everything. She has all the powers. She's a telepath, psychic, whatever like that. And she has a psychic like barrier on this house that she knows if anybody comes into the house. So she shows up who's at the father's house and she's ready to attack him. She sees T'Challa. Oh, and she can turn into a demon thing, whatever, with diamond claws. And she slashes him. She's just like, what the hell? A fake T'Challa, because everybody thinks it's a fake T'Challa here. They don't think he's the real T'Challa. So she slashes him, and she's just like, will you stop this? Let's just sit down and just talk. And superheroes can't talk it out. They got to fight. So he's just like, this is my house. And then bam, he punches, well, this is my country. So like I said, T'Challa, equal opportunity. He's dead. And then since she won't stop, he actually stabs her with the vibranium knife. She's like, my shit is, I'm made out of diamond. How the hell you stab me? Like it's vibranium. Vibranium goes to diamond. So will you chill? And she keeps coming. And then that's when Baszler shows up, gets her, and she's just like, look, he is the real T'Challa, the real Black Panther. If you don't stop, he will kill you. So do you yield? She's just like, fine, I yield. I see, I don't want y'all ganging up on me. So he's like, okay, fine. He's real T'Challa, and you're looking for somebody that you love, don't you? And you're looking for my father. She's like, how you do that? And T'Challa's telling her she's a telepath. And she's telekinetic because she just telekinetically breaks the rope around her. She's like, yeah, I could have did this shit anytime I wanted to. I just didn't, So while they're basically having a conversation, she wants to know what happened to your father. And she basically tells him what happened to her father. And, we cut to this. Okay. So this what happened. So basically the daughter of the main crime boss in T'Chaka is dead. And his daughter's having dreams that he was killed by T'Challa. It didn't happen, but when she walked in the room when he was getting killed, T'Challa was in the room. So he's been framed for the murder of the biggest crime boss in T'Chaka. But she wakes up and she's been in. So this is the big bad of this whole arc right now. This demon called Kavuma. I think I'm saying it right. Kavuma. Kavuma is the big demon, basically the devil, if you want to say that. So that's what they're saying. We'll come back to them later on. They're interrogating Monet, and she's like, why don't you give us any information, Monet? We gave you information, and plus we didn't kill you. And she's like, oh, that's what you think happened? And while they're talking, she's telekinetically serving coffee to them. Coffee. Just fucking with, just let you know, like I could have whooped both of y'all ass if I wanted to, you know. So they sit down and talk, and basically what she's saying, like, look, my father went into business with Baba, the Wakandan crime boss, because he wanted my father to be the face of the operation while he puts the dirty money behind the operation, and they were building a facility off-world. Like, why are they building off-world? They're like, okay, so you know how dirty companies have like embezzled their funds and like offshore accounts? But people are finding that left and right. So what we did, we took the intergalactic like teleporter to the Empire of Wakanda in space, and we're going to teleport the money and the facility there. We're going to have an off-planet account. They'll never find the shit there, so they'll never find the dirty money, you know. And he's like, well, what is he building there? What does he need the money for? And he's just like, I don't know. That's when he disappeared. So not just past this. Basically, the Kavuya, the demon, comes back at her father, telling her, get your clothes on, let's go. We gotta do some shit. So they go do some shit. Anyway, so Monet's like, look, the X is falling, the house of X, the trust is falling. I got X shit to do. Y'all figure this shit out. And T'Challa, if you find my father, I'll be in your debt. And she just flies off. And T'Challa's just looking at her like, if I mess with another X-Man, I'm gonna be an X-Man because my ex-wife is gonna cut my dick off. So I'm not gonna look at her. So
it's a good one.
Yeah, thank you. I took me some time for that one. So yeah. Anyway, they're on the train going back to Burning T'Chaka because they was, you know, off somewhere doing some shit, and they just have a conversation with each other. Basically, just like she been hiding information from T'Challa, but Monet kind of exposed the information. She's like, "Why didn't you tell me this information?" The reason I didn't tell you because I don't trust you. Matter of fact, I still don't trust you. Like, how you don't trust me? I've been honest with you the whole time I've been here. She's like, well, if you trust me, why don't you tell me why you came to Burning T'Chaka? You could have went anywhere on the planet. You could have went anywhere off the planet. Why are you here? And she's like, to learn. You're like, you're the smartest man in Wakanda. What have you learned here? She's like, I learned about myself. Like, I learned, like, basically being in the streets. I learned more in Burning T'Chaka streets than any teacher or book could have taught me. I learned about myself. I learned about humility. I become more humble, and becoming more humble actually made me stronger. I'm like, that's pretty deep. Other shit, don't care. Bypass that. And that's what he says right there. So I've learned more about myself and I've learned more about my people. I've learned how to become a better leader by learning how to serve. That's pretty interesting. And she was like, and he's also saying another thing, like, I always put my identity in, like, being the king of Wakanda, being a monarch, being royalty. I've always put my identity in it. That's who I was face first. So now I realize if you take that away from me and I don't become the king and I'm not royalty, what am I? And I realize I'm still T'Challa and I'm more than my throne. And he stares at Beza, and it'll say, "Up, we're here," and that's it. So I'll come back to later on. Anyway, Demon Kavuma takes her to her father's grave, her family's grave, and they walk into this tomb where the rest of the family is in. And he tells them, "We're gonna free the others." Like, the others, like, yes, because nobody is truly gone. This is traveling. So I guess Black Panther's gonna fight zombies next issue. I guess something like that. I don't know, whatever. So that's the book. So. Now we're caught up. We're caught up. That's all we want to do. We just want to get caught up on that one. So, boom, there we go. So, it's all right. It's okay. It's another one where he fights a superhero for like 5 issues and it's about other bullshit. So, honestly, I just read it just to kind of just peek my head in to see what's going on with Black Panther, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, not much, apparently. So, all right. So, yeah. So
slap a score.
Ooh. 3 out of 5 because I guess he's fighting some demon. Oh, this one I want to talk about. I'm not gonna post it back up. Him and this whole shippy, flirty thing he's got going on with Beza. Eli, I'm trying to keep the barbarians at the gates. I can't hold them back any longer. They're coming because we know what's coming. We know Black Panther's gonna get a relationship with Beza.
Okay,
and we know when that happens,
Storm's gonna freak out.
His shit. What'd you say? I did.
I was gonna say Storm's gonna lose her shit.
Well, no, fuck Storm. We ain't worried about Storm. I'm talking about the internet. The internet's gonna lose his shit, and we know why. For those that don't know, Beza is trans. So, like I said,
I did not know that.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm not. You know me. I'm not the biggest X fan. So.
She's Black Panther. She's not an X-Man. But anyway, or is she? I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. Bad joke.
Who's Baze? Okay, is this Baze? Is she's not the who was? Oh, Monet was the X-Man.
Monet was the X-Man.
Okay,
yeah, Monet's not trans.
I fell off this new Black Panther run.
Okay,
like a while ago.
Black Panther's new sidekick is trans.
I did not know that. That was okay. Last I read, it was that one dude teacher guy or whatever.
He was his cousin, not cousin, whatever.
Yeah, that's why. So I haven't read this in a while, so I have no.
He shows up too. He got kidnapped by the crime boss. I skipped that page, but anyway, like that. But yeah.
Okay.
So the point is, Beza and Black Panther in every book, like they get closer and closer, more, and eventually they're going to get romantic. And when they get romantic, that's when shit is going to hit the fan. Honestly, Eli, that's why I have no problem with it. But I haven't been reviewing this book because I don't want to kind of fan the flames. But it's only a matter of time before it gets out there.
Headline, they're gonna have all kinds of headlines.
Yes, it's gonna get ugly. Both sides are gonna get at each other.
Yeah, because this is what happens. This is what they do.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm dreading that day because I don't want to have a conversation about that with Black Panther. Like I just don't. I want to have a conversation about him beating demons and fighting zombies and shit like that. Not this.
Who he's fucking.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with it. I just want to have the conversation with assholes that are gonna have a problem with. That's all.
Yeah, I'm same here. I don't care who fucks who.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I want to see motherfuckers beating their asses.
Right? Can we get more Black Panther versus Deathlock? Can we get that? That's all.
Yeah. That's it's like the Godzilla show. I didn't care who was fucking who. I want to see monsters throw down.
You want to see monsters?
It's not because they're gay
and going back over here.
Yeah. It's not because they're gay or whatever. No, I just don't give a shit about who's kissing anybody. I want to see ass whipping. I want to see fucking people getting fucked up and shit.
Exactly.
I never saw The Lake House or the Notebook. I never seen that shit.
Right, but you can't say that nowadays. So now, if you don't like Monarch Legacy of Monsters, not because it's only 3 minutes of Godzilla, it's because it's woke. It's got an agenda, and now you're part of the problem. Like, no, I just don't want to watch the show. They seem to like, and that's what gets the clicks. That's what gets the attention. This is what's going to happen, and I don't know. It's going to get ugly. We're just going to have to just ride the storm, Eli.
Okay, let's both eat a cheeseburger while Black Panther fucks this shit.
That's all we can do. That's going to be. We're going to review that book when it happens, and it's going to be 5 minutes of us as eating a cheeseburger. We're
just going to put those panels up on the screen,
and we're not going to say anything.
You eat cheeseburgers, I'll have a slice of pizza, and we'll just have it. That's wrong.
And we're just going to. I'm just drinking Dr. Pepper, and that's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to say shit. That's it.
Let's do it. Let's advertise the fuck out of it.
I'm mad that we already predicted the future, Eli. That's what we are now. So yeah. All right. So what you got next?
What do? Oh, Cobra Commander #1.
Okay, this is the one that I was the most curious about. That I know you're gonna pick up, and I was like, okay, I'm waiting for Eli to get down and dirty with it. So.
Yeah, this is my book of the week.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, Image. They have now the Energon universe where G.I. Joe and Transformers are crossing over and, into each other's lores. Transformers is now 4 issues in. Mm-hmm. Duke showed up in one of those issues. Duke #1 refers to Transformers. And now we have Cobra Commander #1. And we sort of a reboot. We kind of go into the origins of Cobra Commander. So this goes back to the cartoon.
Does it give him a name? Is his name Bob or some shit?
I can't remember his real name, but I don't know if you remember in G.I. Joe. I can't remember the fucking the place he's from. I can't remember the name. Cobra La. That's what it's called.
That's where he's from? Okay.
Cobra La. It's in the cartoons. I think it was in the movie where Cobra Commander is part of some ancient race that was underground, I
thought that was Destro.
Destro I forget where Destro's from too. No, but Cobra Commander comes from these ancient underground society that was secretly like experimenting with like
Worship
DNA
snakes and shit.
and they became like mutant monsters and shit. Like they're like half snake and shit. Yeah. That's where Cobra Commander comes from. And basically that's where they let Cobra Commander out into the world to take over the world. You know. So it leans into that. This begins in Cobra La, that place he's at, where he basically escapes and goes out to for world domination. So yeah, but it's pretty cool. Cobra Commander is kind of a badass in this. He's like murdering people. He goes into a bar, says, "I need," basically like the Terminator. I need some wheels. I need a vehicle. And they're like, "Get the fuck out!" There are a bunch of rednecks. Get out of here, freak! Blah 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 blah. And he kills one of them, takes their shit. Meets up with somebody who I suspect is Destro or Zartan. I think he meets up with somebody. He's like, and the dude's like, "Yo, man, you really should disguise yourself. You shouldn't be walking around with that pot on your head. You know, his helmet."
That's talking shit. Okay.
Yeah, you should disguise yourself. You know. The reason why I think it's Destro because Destro has disguised himself as like a bearded dude before, but it could be Zartan because at the end of the book
Master
it says
disguise and
because at the end of the book also they're going to check, they're going to the Dreadnoks or next issue the Dreadnoks, you know, and Zartan and the Dreadnoks that was like their crew, but it also it reveals that Cobra Commander has Megatron. Now Megatron has been like dormant and kind of,
so he hasn't been in the Transformer books.
He's been there, but he's inactive, you know, because all the Transformers they're all wrecked and they haven't been repaired. They're searching for Energon to make repairs on them and bring all the, you know, the Decepticons back to life, the Autobots back to life. They're not all functioning yet, you know. So Megatron has been like basically hasn't been turned on. That sounds dirty. But yeah, Megatron just there, just inactive, you know, not operative. That's why Starscream has basically been doing everything, you know. It's like Megatron's dead. He fuck Megatron. But it turns out that Cobra Commander had Megatron at some, and this is where it gets weird. I'm not sure the timeline because in the Transformer book, it looks like Megatron has been like in the ice for who knows how long. But in this, it looks like Cobra Commander had Megatron at some point and is basically using, you know, Cybertronian tech to build his army or whatever. So
okay, so all these books are connected.
Yeah, they're all connecting. Pretty cool. You know, I thought it was pretty cool. It was, you know, was nostalgic, of course. I played with G.I. Joes. I played with Transformers. I watched those cartoons. Even got into some of the comics too. Actually, G.I. Joe.
Here's the thing. I ain't break your
okay.
I had a G.I. Joe toy. My cousin broke it.
Just one?
Puppies. Just one. It was like one of the black dudes. I can't remember what it was. It was one.
Roadblock?
Not Roadblock. It was like one of the skinny ones. Or maybe the Roadblock.
One of the skinny.
Yeah, one of the skinny black dudes. I think that was a skinny black G.I. Joe. I can't remember. But you know, Roadblock was like
Stalker.
You know, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm not in the G.I. Joe lore because I'm still traumatized when my cousin broke my toy, ripped his head off, and I was like, man, fuck these toys, man. I never touched them again. I never touched any of them. I didn't even want to watch the show because I got pissed off every time I watched it. My badass cousin. So.
I forget that I'm a little bit older than you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it was there. Like I said, I remember the show, but you know, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, G.I. Joe is a huge part of my childhood.
It was part of everybody's. Like I was the weird kid for not liking G.I. Joe. That's the thing.
Yeah, because like 83, Star Wars was done, pretty much over. That was 83. That was when Return of the Jedi came out. Star Wars had run its course. You know, by 84, we were playing with Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man. You know, Star Wars was kind of out. That was the trend and was done by 83, 84. So, yeah. And then G.I. Joe, I was really, I watched G.I. Joe comics. Those were the first. Now, I had read comics here and there, but G.I. Joe was like the first comic book series that I read month to month.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got to get
Larry
the issue. Yeah. So, yeah, I was into G.I. Joe for, you know, as a kid. And the cartoon and stuff. So, yeah. So that's why reading this, it really took me back to those days. I mean, I read some of the IDW stuff, mostly the shit with the ninjas and Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. But yeah, I have no idea what they did with any of the other Joes. I didn't know what Duke has been doing in the IDW universe or any of that shit. You know, same thing with the Transformers. I know Gomer had a whole podcast just on the IDW
they were the greatest
Hasbro
comics
verse.
of all time, according
Yeah.
to him.
So I don't know. All I know about this new Transformers is it's going back to it's building off of that Generation 1, the cartoon that I grew up.
The one that everybody knows. So.
Yeah. So, but this was cool. I had a lot of fun with this. The Cobra Commander is like kind of a bad, because in the cartoon, it even says, I was reading the liner notes in the back of the book, Joshua Williamson, who's writing this and everything else.
How?
yeah, I know.
Here's the thing. That one day I'm going to prove Joshua Williamson AI. I'm going to prove it one day.
Because I think he's writing the Duke book too.
There's no way he's writing all this shit.
He's writing the Superman.
Yeah, Superman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern.
Yeah. So, but anyways, he had his liner notes in the back of the book and talked about how Cobra Commander was always retreating, and he's kind of a coward.
That's my first thought of Cobra Commander when I hear Cobra Commander. Like, retreat. That's what I think of. So, so watch him be a badass. Okay, I kind of.
So he wanted to make Cobra Commander a badass and not run away. So yeah, he's like shanking motherfuckers and just kind of being the Terminator.
Okay,
so,
nice.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It's a 4 out of 5. I'm really into this crossover, the Energon universe. I might go back and, hey Gomer, if you're listening, well, not right now.
He won't be listening this far in.
So is Void Rivals worth reading? Because I guess that ties into this too.
I'll just ask him tomorrow. All right.
But yeah, this was my book of the week. So yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, so you got your book of the week. Now here's my book of the week.
All right.
Okay. So James Bond Volume 2, Number 1, whatever it is. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, this is my book of the week. Now, why am I doing? Oh, where
is this the Garth Ennis one?
Yes, this is the Garth Ennis.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I was gonna read. Well, look, tell me about it.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, this is Garth Ennis. And for those who don't know who Garth Ennis is, like I said, I don't know why you don't know Garth Ennis, because it's a comic book podcast, so you should know. But I know a lot of people don't read comics, watch this podcast. I guess I don't know. He made The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
He made The Greatest Run of the Punisher.
Preacher.
He made Preacher. He made a bunch of other shit. I can name some other shit also, but then we're going to start like Hitman. Also, like they go deep in the rabbit hole. Point is, he makes a lot of fucked up shit.
Cross. Didn't he do Cross? He wrote Cross too. Yeah.
Yeah. Point is, he does a lot of fucked up comics, but they're awesome fucked up comics. And now he's writing James Bond. So I'm got like, whoa, I want to see where this goes. Like I said, I've been reading James Bond comics on here. So, and I know I got a feel of what those comics are like, but I want to see what Garth Ennis does when he steps his toe into it. Because you got to remember, Garth Ennis is British. So he grew up with James Bond. So let's see where it goes. So let's start here. James Bond. And the name of his book is Cold Heart, Cold Steel. So let's just get into it. Okay. Eli, yeah? He's not there. He's gone. That's okay.
Oh yeah. Here.
Okay, good. I was just gonna party on anyway.
Okay.
Okay. So the book starts off not like you expect a regular James Bond movie or book to start off. We start off with the funeral of Sebastian Costanza, and his father Pablo Costanza had gathered all his family here because he wants to avenge his son, because his son was killed by James Bond, and he's naming all his family members he has right there. He's got. Yes, we have to kill the Englishman known as James Bond, because Sebastian Costanza was some kind of big-time drug lord. He was sent by MI6 to kill him, and now they want revenge. So he's naming off his family members. He got his 2 sons who were leaders of a death squad, his 2 daughters that were like child soldiers that killed so many people before they was even teens, his wife, who is his head interrogator, who he's seen the crazy shit she does to people when it's time to interrogate, and his mother, who had so many people in her bed that she killed them all. He don't know who his father is, because his father is one of the people he killed. So yeah. And so he's like, and I'm gonna get revenge, and we're gonna put all our skills together and show James Bond who's really what. We're gonna slice him up and cut his skin off and interrogate him and shove his tongue down and all this crazy shit, and we're gonna show him right before we kill him. And he turns around, and James Bond has killed everybody in his family already. He couldn't hear it because the music was playing too loud. He was playing Mozart Requiem. I know the song. And anyway, he puts
that totally sounds like some Garth Ennis type of shit.
That sounds like some Garth Ennis shit. That's why. So he cranked the music up so he couldn't hear him shoot his whole family. And then he turned the music down so he could see him. It's like, why did you kill my family? He's like, I'm just saving myself time. I know you're gonna come for me, so I decided to just get the shit over with.
He turned Garth Ennis turned James Bond into like a serial killer.
Yes, I love it. I love it. He's like, this is all I wanted, Eli. This is all I wanted. And so he just shoots this guy. He was like, I just went ahead and did it before you people come after me. Like, you people? Yeah, you heard me. So he just shot him in the head. So James Bond has killed everybody in the family except one person, Grandma. He didn't kill Grandma. So he was like, huh.
He fucks Grandma.
Hold on. Let me check. I got you. Hold on. Hold on. Interlude. I gotta fix this. I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. So that's the book going right now, but I'm gonna keep going. Let me see. Where's the thing? Okay. Where is it? Damn it! I didn't finish it. Anyway, I'll tell you what it. So he doesn't fuck Grandma. What he does. Here we go.
Thought James Bond was never too busy for pussy.
I've done worse. Okay, back to the book. I had a little technical difficulties over here. Okay, so he doesn't fuck Grandma. He shoots Grandma. And he says, better safe than sorry. Just to make sure Grandma doesn't come after later on. So now he debriefs himself to MI6. He does the whole thing with Moneypenny, the whole briefing thing and like that. They flirt. Goes in there, the old man will see, and he goes in there, and basically Elm is cussing him out for killing the whole family. Like, I get Sebastian Cadan's answer. Why did you feel you kill the whole family, even the grandma? It's like, because they were going to come after me. They just save us time and money. Just be done with it right now. You're like, okay, cool. So,
damn it, Starsky. You and Hutch cost the department over $1 billion.
Give me your gun and badge. And basically, he's telling him about his next mission. Next mission he's showing him some footage about two monkeys playing with this bomb, and the bomb goes off in the freezer. He's just like, wait a minute, did the bomb, did the image pause? He's like, no, the bomb didn't pause. That's the weapon. They made a ice bomb. The reason they made an ice bomb is because if you kill somebody with ice, like a grenade with ice, it doesn't damage the environment. It doesn't damage the building. Doesn't damage the air like a nuclear bomb will. We press a button and it defrosts. Or if it's in extreme heat, it'll defrost on its own anyway. So that means we save the environment and we kill everybody. So they're like, so where did this shit come from? We'll say, so the Russians made this 50 years ago. But we stole it from them. We sent an MI6 agent in there. They stole it. Well, a 00 agent. He went in there, stole it for us, but they only half did it. So we've been trying to complete this thing for the last 50 years. And the moment we did it, which is what you're seeing right now, somebody stole it from us. So we need you to find out who stole it and do what you do. Because like I said, if for those who don't know, James Bond isn't really a spy. James Bond is an assassin. When they see James Bond in, that's it. So they want James Bond to find out who stole it and take care of it. So that's the thing. So, and we go to Q branch, and he's talking to Q, and it's whatever like that. He basically find out information on the 006 agent that stole the thing to begin with 50 years ago. Q knows the guy. He's like, when I first started there, go find the guy here. His name is Archibald Tryon. That's his name, Archibald Tryon. Go see him, and he'll give you more information about what he did when he stole the thing. So Bond goes to Archibald's place, but he's out in the beach just killing his son. And he's like, Archibald Tryon, and he like waves at me like here. So he's got to go out there, talk to him, takes his shoes off, go out there, talk to Archibald Tryon. He like, look, I know you're a 00 agent. I'm a 00 agent, but I take that, secret shit seriously. So I'm not telling you anything. You're like, you got to me think, I already know. I know about the mission in Russia that you did. You're like, oh, okay. So like, so tell me what happened there. What's to tell you? I went in there. I banged a whole bunch of beautiful women, a couple fat ones, shot some people, and got out of there. He like, the things we do for king and country. You're like, queen. You're like, oh yeah, it's the king. shit. So that let you know that this is recent. You know, I feel like they're still hurting from that. England, British, you know.
Oh,
But anyway,
yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we go past that. And basically they're saying, look, I stole it from them. And so I guess the moment we fixed it, we perfected the formula, they stole it from us. So apparently there had to be somebody on the inside that we're doing. So who was there? We don't know. So while they're having a conversation, a black van parks up behind Bond's Aston Martin, and these 4 people come out of there. And they're just talking, and they're just like, and basically Archibald's telling him that. So I don't know who took it, but the thing is, I do know that the Americans was impressed with what I did, which is good for us because we've always, even to this day, we have that Cambridge 5 situation hanging over our head. Even to this day, we are a laughing stock in the intelligence community. And when he said that, I did some digging up on the Cambridge 5. That's a wild ass story. I don't know why there's a movie not made about that. For hopefully somebody make that movie. But anyway. Go past that. They're talking, and he basically telling him that basically Archibald thinks we did it by us, the Americans. He think we did it. So, and James Bond is hoping we didn't do it because he's friends with a lot of Americans, like the CIA. He's got a lot of friends in there, and he didn't want to have to go in there guns blazing, taking out CIA agents if they were behind the shit, you know. Meanwhile, those guys behind the black van set up. They got a sniper rifle. Or James Bond got all the information. He's leaving. And while the guy clicks him back, you know, he sees the glare of the sniper rifle lens there. So Bond already knows what's going on. Like, oh, shit, I'm about to get sniped. So he pulls out the keys to his Aston Martin, hit the key fob. Boom, his Aston Martin blows up. So,
Damn.
yeah, blows the Aston Martin, blows up the van, blows some guys up. And then Archibald like, what the fuck? And Bond waves, and I don't know if the wave was for him to stay back, like, tell you guys, or, hey, come on, check this shit out. Let's go fuck these guys up, you know. So these guys are all fucked up. They're rolling around on the ground. One of the women is like blown in half, you know, from the van. The other guy's blown in half like Two-Face. His gun is all fucked up because it was ready to blast. So he tries to use his other hand. Didn't have other hand. It was blown off also. Garth Ennis wrote this book, so they let you know. And then he's looking around, and standing over him is Bond, and Bond's like, okay, so who were you? And of course, you know, Bond's about to interrogate him. I guess the end, or to be continued. So yeah, so that's the book. So that's why I like this book. Now the thing about this book, like I said, is the Garth Ennis book. Now what I like about this book, the Garth Ennis isms.
Yeah.
What I didn't like this book, the Bond isms. Not that I don't like Bond isms. It's just like I feel like Garth Ennis was just putting that shit in because it was like mandatory. You got to have a flirty scene with Moneypenny. You got to have a Q scene. You got to have M cussing them out. You got to have this stuff like that. And I felt like that was obligatory where I just want him to just get into his story, the story he's trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked it. And it's still my book of the week because I think I like it better than Black Panther and Iron Man. But I feel like the best is yet to come with this book. I'm gonna stick with this book. I'm not gonna drop it. The other James Bond book, I've read the first issue. I was out. This one, I'm staying with. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what Q does with his car.
Right. Right. So I want to see what James Bond Garth Ennis James Bond take on James Bond is. I'm curious about this. Let's see.
Yeah, this one went past me. I had no idea it came out this week.
I just happened to see it. It's like if you check comments, not Kindle or whatever.
Kindle, it's Kindle
whatever you
now.
want to. Yeah, it's like way down to like.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's weird. That Kindle app is way worse now. It sucks.
It's way worse. I gotta like really look for shit. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wanted to read it just because I dig on. Yeah, I'll check out Garth Ennis James Bond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Garth Ennis as the Punisher. I mean, James Bond as the Punisher. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that. I mean, honestly, that's what James Bond is. That's what he's always been like. And originally, this is what he is.
Yeah, an assassin. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an assassin. Like, the people he goes up against, there's no difference between him other than the queen or the king tells him where to pull the trigger. That's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to see, Garth. I mean, and right away, just from what I've seen, it looks like, Garth Ennis is being Garth Ennis.
You know, this is a Garth Ennis book. That's the thing about it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I just saw that he co-created The Darkness.
Did he?
Yeah, I thought it was all Mark Silvestri, but no.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So he co-created it. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Which makes sense when you think about The Darkness. So yeah.
Are you there?
Oh,
Did I cut out? Did you cut out? Am I? It's probably me cutting out, but
Been the
he
whole time.
froze, or am I frozen? Yeah. There we go. Oh, is he back? Am I back? Am I back?
I never left. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah. You froze. Well, it's probably me. I probably froze.
It's cool. So what else you got?
No, that's it. I mean, I did read the new Titans book. That was another Beast World tie-in. It was pretty cool. Or the new Daredevil, where he kind of gets into a spat with She-Hulk because she's possessed. That's what's going on in the Daredevil run. He's a priest and he's exorcising demons out of all his friends and shit. So, yeah, that's about it. It's about all I read. So,
Cool.
my runner-ups.
All right. So, all right. Like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Definitely check out this Geeks and Comics because they go deeper into comics than we do. Matter of fact, we get some of our comic news from them. So,
Yeah, I would literally like to hear what Gomer has to say about Transformers, G.I. Joe, or Cobra Commander,
or either one, because
Yeah.
they're gonna go in on it. They're gonna see all kind of shit we didn't see. So yeah, sorry we didn't review Mean Girls this week. I will say this though, that first Mean Girls was a classic. I don't care what anybody say.
I saw it at the drive-in. I didn't mind it.
Yeah,
It's like a Heathers for a newer generation.
yeah. Plus, I think it was another movie in between. Like you had Heathers, you had Mean Girls, and I think it was another movie.
Jawbreaker.
Jawbreakers. That's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
they make another movie like this every 10 years. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, if you listen more than 30 seconds, we appreciate you. Let us know how you feel in the new format. If you like it, and if I see good feedback, we may play around with it. This kind of like a test run, the beta mode we're doing right now, and we'll kind of play around with it. If not, I'll switch back to the old thing. Y'all like, bring the old shit back. We'll bring it back.
Yeah. If you don't feel like turning your phone sideways, let us.
Yes, we're doing this for you. We know you TikTokers and Instagrammers and shit like that. You just want to just see this, so we made it for you. There you go.
Yeah.
So then we don't have to, so we see how it goes. So next week we'll come in with something. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. We'll find something to talk about. But until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Rock your body, yeah. Everybody, yeah. Rock your body right. Back streets back, alright. Hey, now, oh my God, we're back again. Brothers, sisters, everybody sing. Gonna bring the flame, I'll show you how. Got a question for you, better answer now. Yeah.